This is Avery with Second Star, talking with the guys in Rarity. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right, so you guys dropped Alive in Your Eyes in 2015 with Rise Records, and you followed up with the release of I Couldn't Be Weaker in 2016. What did you guys want your listeners to take away from these albums?
Alive in Your Eyes, we kind of touched on some of the subjects that I Couldn't Be Weaker, I guess, touches on. I'd say mostly for Alive in Your Eyes, I'd take from it that we've grown as a band since then. I don't know. I guess take what you want from the EP, but definitely give our full length more of a listen, I'd say.
I'd say if you were to listen to the EP, you can tell that there was a lot of different influence from different genres, especially instrumentally. And we were trying a bunch of different things. In our opinion, not everything worked as well as others, but it definitely laid the groundwork for what we were going to do on I Couldn't Be Weaker. And it gave us an opportunity to be like, hey, we can make catchy music, but still like be a little bit technical and write about what the things we want to write about.
I Couldn't Be Weaker in specific definitely hits on some really deep levels. Why did you feel it was so important to touch up on some of these, like anxiety and depression? Did it come from personal backgrounds or things that you guys just felt were important?
Lyrically touching on depression and anxiety, that me personally, being the vocalist and writing most of the lyrics for the last album, I have had personal bouts with anxiety and depression. I still suffer from anxiety and stuff like that. You know, there could be some days where it's harder for me to talk to people than others, but it is personal, and like most of the lyrics are from personal experience. It's not really stories. It's pretty truthful.
Yeah, it's definitely very impactful.
Oh, thank you.
So starting off in Safe and Sound, what was it about that musical direction that you guys felt you didn't want to be a part of anymore?
Wow, Safe and Sound. I guess we just didn't really want to write the kind of, I don't know, I guess everyone kind of compared us to like a Taking Back Sunday ripoff, just sort of like an easy core band, and I guess we didn't really want to be that anymore. We kind of wanted to, be taken a little more seriously as a band, so we decided to get serious and write music that meant something.
I'd never heard of Safe and Sound before, so it was kind of cool to be like, wait, this band was easy core?
It's crazy that you even bring Safe and Sound up. Not a lot of people know that we started as Safe and Sound, so that's pretty cool.
I still love that one song we recorded, though.
Which one was it?
The only single.
Yeah, the only single ever.
So as far as your guys' writing process goes, how do you prepare for going into the studio and actually solidifying the sound that you guys captured in It Couldn't Be Weaker?
We spend a lot of time chilling. I've noticed lately we're currently writing, and I have noticed that, yes, a lot of our time been hanging out. Loden's currently playing Battlefield, and like I'm eating eggs, and it's the kind of thing that we do before we write. And then eventually, when we finally got all our music together, we take it to our friend Sam in Toronto, where we record some pre-production, some demos, and start like ripping apart the songs, getting them to that next level before we head into the studio. So by the time we're in the studio, we've got tons of recordings, tons of stuff to work with. It's not like we already know what we're doing, instead of going in there and thinking like, okay, let's figure this out from scratch. So we try to do lots of pre-production before heading in, but during the writing process it is very laid back, and we just hang out and play some acoustic guitars and like program some drums on our computers and stuff. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, we don't take anything too seriously until it's maybe the final couple months where it's time to actually like put our feet down and do some real work. But like we like to have fun as much as possible.
So as far as like the pre-pro and stuff, what does that consist of?
Basically, we go to either our guitarist Corbin's house or our drummer Evan's house. We sit around, bounce ideas off each other. Eventually, at some point in time, Evan will pull out his laptop and we will record those ideas. Hopefully they become a song. Sometimes they don't, but most of the time they do.
Is there a main person that does most of the writing, or is that kind of divided up between all of you?
Yeah, we all have our own parts that we do. Like we all kind of take care of our own roles in the band. So like Evan's the drummer, so he'll write like the structure of the song. He'll get like a verse chorus kind of thing going on the drums, and then Corbin will put what guitar parts he thinks is best, and then Adam will add the leads after. Eventually I'll come in with the vocals.
But that's not to say that we don't give our input in every section. Like we're all very critical of each other. Positive way.
Yeah.
To like push each other to do good.
We all discuss every part. Like we make sure that we don't have one thing that like we just blindsided the band with. We discuss every single thing before we do it.
Yeah.
It's a very big team effort no matter what direction.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, even sometimes if one person's not holding a guitar, it's still like everybody's just as involved.
Going into touring, you guys kind of hit that running right after high school. What do you guys feel are the biggest pros and cons for you when it comes to being away from home and on the road?
I'll speak from personal experience. I don't really like being at home. Like, I don't really like downtime or anything. I don't really like having too much free time. So being on the road is the perfect remedy for that. Like, I mean, days can be the same, but, you know, no city's the same. You're never doing the exact same thing as you did the day before. It just feels cool being on the road for yourself. I don't know.
All the pressures of home life.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Just being your own person on the road feels better than anything that home life can offer.
There's just like a freedom that comes with it and a sense of adventure.
Yeah, like if I had my choice, I would be on the road all year. I would not be at home. I would be on the road.
Not to say that we don't love our family and everything, but they're very supportive of what we do, and, you know, we spend a lot of time talking to them over on the road. You know, like, it's awesome with cell phones nowadays. Like, we can always stay in touch with people, so it doesn't feel like you're too far away.
So what advice would you guys give bands who are wanting to get to that level and they're wanting to start touring? Because it's not an easy jump for a lot of people when they're actually looking into it.
I think you need to be sure that your music is really good first. That's, like, the most important thing. I think a lot of people just decide, especially nowadays where it's super easy to get a professional music video done and all to make your social media and everything look legit. I think a lot of people forget that the most important thing is the music. I think first and foremost, before you start considering touring, you should have a lot of people who really like your music, so you know you're doing something right. And then I think you should be able to do, you know, bring a good amount of people into your hometown first. Like, if you can't bring 100 kids to come see you in your home city, then I don't see the purpose of going on tour, because you're going to be playing in front of like 12 people every night. But if you're sure you're working with you've linked up with a bunch of other cool bands in surrounding areas, and you think like, yeah, these shows are going to be great, then I would say just go into it head first and figure it out as you go. That's kind of the best way to do it.
Make sure you do it all. Like, make sure you put 100% into what you're doing at that time. If you have a shift that day, get the shift covered so you can play the show. If you have prior commitments and someone asks you to go on like a local run or something, like a run around where you're from, put the band first. Don't put any other commitments first. Put the band first. If you want to do it seriously, you have to put the band first.
And what does your guys' home lives look like? I mean, I know that you still have to support yourselves and you still have to make this project run. Do you guys have just normal everyday jobs?
Yeah, we all work. Loden actually makes music videos for bands. The rest of us all have part-time jobs, but we're fortunate to all live at home. Our parents are very supportive of what we do, so it's great that they give us a place and we don't have to pay rent and all that extra stuff. So we're very grateful for that. I don't know how possible this would be if it weren't for them, our parents letting us do that. But yeah, we definitely all work because we still have our bills and things to pay. We're all fortunate to have bosses and people in our lives who are supportive and will let us make this happen for us. Like, we can all leave our jobs for a month and a half at a time and then come back to a job, and that's really cool.
So when you guys are out on the road, what do you guys do, you know, all the long drives and everything? What do you guys do to keep entertained?
We burn a lot of CDs. We always go to Best Buy and we get like a full rack of blank CDs, and whoever's in the passenger seat is just all day for like 5 hours straight just burning CDs on our MacBooks. That's what passes the time for the most part.
I have a portable gaming system that we used to have the connection to hook it up to the van, but we blew some circuit in the van and now that doesn't work anymore, so that used to fill our time and now it does not.
That was really fun. Call of Duty in the back of the van.
Yeah, we used to have like, you know, sniping matches and stuff. It was a good time.
What do you guys listen to personally?
Ooh, everybody's kind of different. Everyone has their own kind of tastes.
Yeah.
I don't really know. We're all into heavier stuff, despite like, you know, some of the bands we tour with and stuff like that. We're all really into heavy music. We all always have been into heavier music. I'm really into metalcore. I was always a metalcore kid, but like Adam and Evan and stuff were into like hardcore, just like heavier music, really, honestly.
We're also all pretty into like hip hop and stuff. Like we like a ton of different music. We're open. But like, yeah, it all rooted. That's what, like, as you mentioned, Safe and Sound earlier. Like we were like an easy core band, and we were but we're all listening to heavy music, so it's like, why don't we try something else? Why don't we get a little bit more aggressive, play music that we really want to play?
On your guys' bio on your Facebook, I thought it was really funny. You guys put a few sometimes cold guys who play at venues, write music, and eat the burritos. What kind of burritos do you guys like to eat?
I usually just go with steak for everything, personally.
This works for 3 of the 4 because I actually hate Mexican food.
And you eat Taco Bell, which is kind of Mexican
Taco
food.
Bell is not food.
And then Burrito Boys.
Burrito Boys is Americanized Mexican food.
What do you?
I do not like these guys. Like chorizo and what's the other one? Chipotle and like what's the other one? Mucho burrito. And these are all like super like authentic like Mexican burritos, and I don't do that. But they eat burritos, so
it's sick on tour. We figured out that we can get free burritos at Chipotle if we go in there, like when we get all like scruffed up and stuff, and we'll go up and be like, hey, can we talk to the manager? They'll come over and be like, hey, we're a band from Canada, and we know like sometimes you guys hook bands up, like could you possibly help us out? And like 90% of the time we get free burritos, so that's always really great. But yeah, that bio, I forgot that we had that. Our drummer Evan wrote that when we were before we got signed,
like
when we were
3 years ago.
A hilarious story was like the first time we ever toured with Silverstein. There was like they set up like this huge like Ticketmaster link and all this stuff, right? And on the Ticketmaster page it said Silverstein, huge letters, and underneath it like paragraphs of their history and discography and all this stuff. And then it came to Rarity, and all it said was a few sometimes cold guys. It just said that. That was it. After Silverstein's like 6-paragraph biography, it was amazing. Yeah, nobody's ever asked about that before. That's hilarious.
Is there anything that you guys can tell me what you guys have coming up? I know you guys are in the process of writing and everything, or what we can expect from Rarity in the future.
We actually just jumped on a Hawthorne Heights show in Kingston. It's a city outside of our, like a couple hours away from us.
So if you're anywhere near Kingston around June and you want to come watch us in Hawthorne Heights, please come out and watch us in Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah, no, we're really focused on writing. It's very easy to get distracted, especially once you start jumping on a lot of shows, and so that writing time turns into practice time. We just want to stay focused on this at the moment. No crazy plans yet, but once we get all this together, we will hit the ground hard.